Are penny stocks really a gold mine or just a trap? Today I'll break down what you need to know before trading them. Think penny stocks are just a scam? What if I told you some of the biggest trading opportunities come from stocks that are under $5? Before you write them off, let me show you the truth about penny stocks and how smart traders actually profit from it. So first step, starting out, what are penny stocks? A lot of people think penny stocks are stocks that are a penny, but in the traditional world of the markets, etc., anything under $5 is considered a penny stock. I know it might be a little confusing, but when you think of like Wall Street and hedge funds and pension funds and wealthy individuals and stuff, they think anything under 5 is a penny stock, okay? But the reason we trade these is because the biggest reason, flat out, is probably one reason many of you are attracted to them. You can buy a lot of shares with a little bit of money. You know, if you're looking at Apple or Microsoft or Nvidia or Google or Amazon, I mean, they might be attractive to you, but with your account, you can only buy 1 or 2 shares. So that kind of goes into the volatility. With penny stocks, when you're talking about maybe it is a 10-cent stock, or maybe it is a $2 stock or a $3 or a $4 stock, even with a small account, you can buy hundreds, thousands of shares. So you'll always see the daily volume on these low price stocks much, much higher than the daily volume in Apple and Amazon, etc. And then the other reason that they move so much is a lot to do with the float. Okay, and the float are the freely tradable shares, the supply at the end of the day. And when you've got very limited supply of a stock, once people start gobbling up those shares, they then the supply gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So as that float continues to decrease and decrease and decrease, people literally have to sell before anyone else can buy. So it creates a big spread in the bid and ask, and it creates tripping action up to the upside. So we like to capitalize on that. So when you've got these two combinations of low price and limited supply, creates huge moves to the upside. Now, risk and rewards. Remember, volatility cuts both ways. Okay, a lot of people wish stocks only rocket to the upside and then slowly go down, slowly down. Volatility, two-edged sword, cuts both ways. So because of that, you always have to have a plan. That's why we always look to have profit targets as these stocks go up. Because if you start thinking that your $2 stock is going to $100, you're going to get in a lot of trouble. Now it happens. It's not like $2 stocks never go to 100, but if you get these really, really lofty goals, you start giving back really nice gains. Could be 20%, 50%, 100%, sometimes 200% and above, because you start looking for, the Lambo money, as they say. So always have a plan and understand that if you've got that nice gain, take it. And the other thing is you can always re-enter. Okay, that's one thing that I see a lot of traders tripping up is, they buy at $1 and then they want to hold, where maybe it's at $1.50, maybe it's at $2, maybe it's at $3. You can always sell and then re-enter that stock, whether later in the day or the next day or next week. So you don't have to hold and hope, especially when the volatility is so extreme to the upside and the downside. It's much more realistic and successful over time to just take bite-sized chunks of that move. And hey, if that random penny stock, and it does happen, goes from 2 to 100, there's nothing stopping you from re-entering as the chart patterns confirm to the upside. Then also, on top of that, cut those losses quickly, because that way you minimize your risk, and if the stock does reverse hard, you're already out, and then if it reclaims again, you can re-enter. That's why we call it day trading. So many people mix up the idea of day trading, swing trading, long-term hold. They're completely different mindsets, completely different strategies. Don't mix them together. If you're trading penny stocks, day trade them. Okay, that's why we day trade them, because they make the biggest moves. They have the highest risk to reward at the end of the day, but they're not long-term holds. They're not swing trades. So understand that when the momentum reverses, you can run into a lot of liquidity issues. When you go back to the fact that all the shares are bought up and everybody's buying, which locks them out, when everybody's selling, then that reversal can happen and you'll have a hard time getting out, okay? Now, I know it can sound scary, but that's why I give you all these rules. Take realistic profits, keep losses small, then you're not in the stock when it makes that rapid reversal to the downside. So, but if you understand how these things work, you can capitalize on it. Now, what do we look for in a good penny stock? I mean, the key indicators that we're watching: unusual volume. Number one reference indicator that I like to use is the 60-day average volume. 60 days is a good snapshot, basically 2 months, of what that stock has been doing in the recent history. When we're day trading, we don't really care about the 1 year, the 5 year, the 10 year, the 20-year chart. Heck, a lot of these stocks only trade for a couple years, so you can't even see the past history anyway. But we're looking for that massive increase in volume relative to the last 2 months. If you use StocksToTrade, I actually had it coded right into one of the screens that shows you the real-time 60-day average volume, so that you can see what the daily trading volume is in relation to that. Then also on top of that, we're always looking at float, okay? Now, is it impossible for big float stocks to make huge moves? Not impossible. Nothing's impossible in the stock market, especially in penny stocks, but it's rare. It's very rare that you'll see a 200 million float, 500 million float, billion float stock double, triple, quadruple in a day. If you're trying to grow a small account, you always want to be looking at those sub 10 million float stocks. Again, this is all built into StocksToTrade. Most trading platforms have it, but I made sure it was very prominent in StocksToTrade. So now you've got unusual volume, something's going on here. That unusual volume, actually write this one down. I stole this quote, but I love it. Unusual volume brings unusual price action. So that's why you start there. Start with your volume scans. What's trading 10 times, 50 times, 100 times its volume. Then you're going to jump over to the float, and you're going to look for float rotation. Now, float rotation is something that so many people struggle to kind of understand. It's really simple. All you're doing is taking the daily volume, dividing it by the float to give you a ratio. And at the end of the day, the higher the ratio, the better. So if it's a 10 million float stock trading 100 million shares, you divide 100 million shares by 10 in the float, that gives you a 10x float rotation, which is a great number, by the way. Higher the number, the better. And that's a great tip if you log in and you see a bunch of these stocks moving. How do you pick the best one? You're always going to want to skew towards the highest float rotation. And then the last thing that we always want to look for is a catalyst, a day one catalyst. Now, when I say that, we're basically looking to back to 4 p.m. the previous day. So we like to look for after hours into the current trading day. So that press release, that catalyst, that news announcement could have came out at 4:01 p.m., could have came out at 7 p.m., could have came out at 4 a.m., could have came out at 8 a.m., could have came out at 9 a.m., could have came out at noon, okay? But think of the day doesn't begin on the calendar. The day begins at 4 p.m. the previous day. Now that's key because when you see these news releases from the previous morning, usually they're exhausted, they don't have any more interest, they're not going to move the stock. That's why our catalyst day starts at 4 p.m. the previous day all through the current day. Okay, so always focus on that. Now, this is one I get pushback on a lot because people will say, but hey, what about this no news runner? It happens, but it's rare. And one thing I want you to really focus on when it comes to day trading, we're not looking for outliers. We're not looking for stocks that are high float, no news, not unusual volume. Now, there might be an occasional one that fits that criteria that moves, but it happens once a month, once a quarter, a couple times a year. Are you going to grow your account with trading something that happens every now and then or something that happens every day? There's constantly high volume, float rotating stocks with catalysts that move. So how do you find the best penny stocks? Use scanners and tools like Oracle. Okay, Oracle is an absolute game changer of a tool that looks for all of these things. It looks for unusual volume. It looks for float rotation. It looks for news, and it actually looks for chart patterns that we look for, whether that be dip and rips or morning panic dip buys or afternoon VWAP holds or red to greens, all of these patterns that we look for. And I think of so many stocks in recent history, DWTX, PSTV, SLXN. I mean, there's every day, I could list on and on and on. Every single day, there are penny stocks that fit that criteria. Doesn't mean you'll be there at the right time. It's kind of like the tree falling in the forest. But every day, if you follow these criteria, there will be one, what I call a box checker. And if you're struggling with identifying the best one, the greatest thing to do is check out Oracle, our day trading algorithm that filters them all down, looking for all of these criteria. You can sort by the lowest float, highest volume stocks with catalysts, and it gives you entries and exits. If you're interested in that, you can hit that link below. Check it out. It's a great tool, especially on the really busy days when there's 5, 10 of these moving. So that being said, what's your experience with penny stocks? Love them or hate them? It seems to be a lot of love and hate. Okay, I love them, but a lot of people that don't respect these rules, don't take profits, don't cut losses quickly, they hate them. I think that the great thing about penny stocks is if you're disciplined, you have a system and a methodology and a process, the risk to reward is incredible. If you break stop losses, if you get greedy, you'll get wrecked, okay? So drop me your thoughts in the comments and definitely check out that link to Oracle and the Daily Income Trader system. It's a game changer for maximizing these moves.